So if you're a reseller, you have a lot of things on your plate. You have to do all the sourcing, all the photos, all the listing, everything is on your plate, and it can be really time consuming. So today I want to go over some of my favorite tools to not just save you time, but also make you a little bit more money and just simplify things. So if you want to find out my favorite reselling tools, keep watching. Hi guys, my name is Eileen. Welcome to Hustle and Slow, my channel all about making money from home and growing multiple streams of income. As you can see here, this is not my usual background. My usual background doesn't really exist anymore since we live in our RV full time. It's kind of hard to film in there because it is loud and there are people all around at the campgrounds that we're at, and it's just not the ideal situation. So I'm at a lovely hotel getting a bunch of videos filmed and a bunch of work done. I like to do this once in a while where I just kind of rent a hotel room for a night or two and really just work pretty much the entire time, but I get so much done. So today I'm going to go over my favorite reselling tools so that you can check them out and see if there's something that you would like to try out as well. So the first tool I want to talk about is free. It is a background eraser, so it just makes your background completely white. It removes it. And this is helpful if you are just starting and maybe you don't have a good place to take photos, so you have to do it on the floor or in an area that's not exactly bright and nice looking. You can upload your photos to the background eraser tool. I will link to it down below, and you will be able to remove the background and make it so that you just have a bright white background, which can really help your buyers see the item really clearly and feel confident in buying your item. You can also do this in the eBay app if you use eBay, but for those of you who don't or just want to do it quickly on your desktop, you can use this website to do it for you. The second one is actually two different tools, but they are both for researching items that have sold and that are currently listed. The first one is checkaflip.com. It is a website that pulls all of the sold, all the completed listings as well as the current listings on eBay, and it will tell you the average sold price, how many of them sold, like what the percentage of them sold, as well as showing you the listings for what is currently for sale. And this is a really great way to see what has sold, what prices they have sold at, and what your current competition looks like, so that you can kind of figure out how to price your items and what the competition might look like. Stillhound is the second one, and it actually does several websites. So I think it does eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and I think there are a couple, maybe Etsy and Grailed, I think. And so that website is also really good if you want to look across a bunch of different platforms. But these are really great so that you can see what things are selling for, and also you can check out how people are using their keywords in their titles so that you can grab some ideas on what to use for titles for your items. Sometimes it can be hard to figure out what keywords to use in your titles, so these can actually help you out with that as well. All right, the third one, and probably my favorite, is Vendoo, and this video is actually sponsored by Vendoo. But even before this video was going to be sponsored by Vendoo, I was actually going to have this on this list anyway, and I have talked about Vendoo so many times on my Instagram, on here, on my blog. It is one of my favorite tools for increasing my sales because I am able to cross-post items really quickly, and doing things efficiently is really important to me because I try to manage my time and not spend too much time working if I can avoid it. So cross-posting items does take a little bit extra time, but with Vendoo it does make it a lot faster. So the reasons I like to cross-post is because it gets my item in front of more people. So if I'm just listing an item on eBay, I'm missing out on the buyers on Poshmark, on Mercari, and on the other platforms. So while I don't cross-post to all of them, I do think it is helpful to cross-post to at least one or two if you're trying to move your items quickly and get them in front of more people. So this does always increase my sales. The second reason that cross-posting is great is because sometimes one platform or marketplace is going to be slower than the others. And this can be frustrating, but if you have items on several platforms, then you're increasing the amount of income you're going to be making because you're selling on all the different platforms. Another great thing when you're in Vendoo is if you do sell an item, let's say on Poshmark, and you have it listed on eBay and Mercari, all you have to do is go into Vendoo and you can delist it from the other platforms straight from Vendoo, so you're not having to visit a bunch of different websites to get that done. So it really makes it a little bit more streamlined and saves you a lot of time. They do have a free option if you want to give it a try. And then I also have a link that will give you 25% off of your first month if you want to try one of their paid plans. So I will link to that down below so you can check it out. The next thing is bookkeeping software. This is really important because you want to keep your business finances kind of in order, keep them organized for tax time, because you do need to be paying taxes on any income that you make. And you can pull your transactions from your bank accounts into your bookkeeping software, and all you have to do is categorize them, and then at the end of the year you have all that information already laid out, so you can provide that to your CPA, or if you do your own taxes, you have it all ready for you and you're not scrambling at the end of the year. What I currently use is GoDaddy Bookkeeping. It's about $10 a month and I've honestly been using it for like 5 years. I know that you can also use QuickBooks, and a lot of resellers like to use QuickBooks, but I'm so used to GoDaddy that I've just kind of stuck with it. I will link to both below if you want to check them out. This next one is specifically for Poshmark sellers. If you're a seller on Poshmark, you know that sharing is a big part of selling on Poshmark. You need to share items to keep them kind of at the top of the list when people are searching. So sharing is something that you need to do pretty regularly. Most Poshmark sellers will tell you that you need to do it at least once a day, maybe several times a day, to keep your item bumped up so that when someone's searching for it, they have a better chance of seeing it, because Poshmark generally filters items by items that are just shared. They want to show the items of the most active people first. So you end up sharing a lot, and I personally am bad at sharing. I forget to do it. I think it's boring, and I end up not doing it very often. So I actually hired this out when I was selling on Poshmark to a service called Reseller Assistant, and again, I will link that down below. And what they do is they will share your closet for you multiple times a day. They do have different plans, but this made my life so much easier when I was selling on Poshmark, and it always increased my sales to the point where I was covering the extra expense of having them share for me and then some. So it increased my sales so that I was saving time not having to share, and I was making more money. So it was kind of a win-win for me. And anytime I have a lot of listings on Poshmark, I hire them to share my listings for me for a week or a month so that I don't have to do it myself, because I just honestly won't do it. The next one is something that I actually developed myself. It's called the Reseller Dashboard. It is hosted on Airtable, which is kind of like Excel or Google Sheets, but a lot more feature rich. There's a lot more features. You can customize things a lot easier, even if you don't know all the calculations and formulas. So with the Reseller Dashboard, it's really just a way for you to organize your reselling business. If you have a bookkeeping software, you're going to be using that mainly for keeping track of income and expenses, but also just for tax purposes. But with the Reseller Dashboard, you have somewhere to log all of your inventory, look at all your eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari sales, log your mileage, log your expenses, log your cost of goods and calculate those out, and a bunch of different other features. And it's just kind of like a one-stop shop for organizing your entire resale business. And it's just a one-time fee, so I can link that down below if you're interested in that. But it's something that I actually created for myself, and then I started offering it to other people after seeing that other people were struggling with keeping all of their inventory organized, and they wanted to see how much they were making per item when they were tracking their cost of goods and the items that sold. So this will really help you organize your reselling business so that you have one place to kind of track everything from your inventory and where everything is listed to what your sales are and how much profit you're making on each item, etc. The next thing I like to recommend is Dropbox. If you are a Mac user, then you can just airdrop your photos to your computer, and I always recommend listing on your computer because it is a lot faster, pretty much no matter where you're listing. But if you're not a Mac user and you can't just airdrop your photos, sometimes it can be kind of complicated. So I use Dropbox for all of my files, and I just put all of my files on there. But if you are taking pictures on your phone, you can upload them to Dropbox with the Dropbox app and then access them from any computer where you can open up Dropbox. So this is a good way for you to store your pictures and have them ready on your computer, or if you have a virtual assistant that you have listing for you or someone that's helping you with pictures, this is a good way to just get pictures from one person to the other really easily. And then the last two things I want to recommend are things that are just going to make your reselling life a little bit easier, that you're going to have to purchase to have at your house or your office or wherever you're reselling from. So the first one is good lighting. Right now I use a ring light because it folds down really small and it's really easy to set up. And I'm actually using it right now for this video. But before that, I actually used box lights because I had a dedicated office, and those only really work when you have a lot of space, because they do take a lot of space and you kind of have to set them pretty far back for them to work. So box lights work really well too, but I personally use a ring light right now. So I will link to both down below if you want to check those out. And then the other thing is a Dymo label printer. This is not a necessity at all, but it makes things so much easier. I used to just print my labels on paper and then tape them on, but as I got a little bit more money, as I started growing and I was able to invest more, I bought a Dymo label printer. A label printer just makes things so much easier and so much simpler and just makes it a little bit more streamlined. so that I can work a little bit faster when shipping. So those are two things that I recommend as you kind of have more money to put into your business. So those are my favorite tools for reselling, especially on eBay and Poshmark, and a lot of them work with Mercari as well. I wanted to share them with you so that maybe you can find some that might help you streamline your business or make a little bit more money. Don't forget to check out Vendoo, the sponsor of this video, so that you can check out how to cross-post your items, get your items in front of more people, and sell more. I honestly love Vendoo. And like I said, this is the first video I've recorded sponsored by them, but I recommend them all the time, and I have for probably almost a year now. So I really love them, and I think it's a really great way to increase your sales. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos on reselling, starting side businesses, and growing your income through multiple streams of income. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.